Alrighty, Roo, and cuckoo kachoo to you and all my nobodies not watching out there. I added that in, I had to. Yeah. But anyway, it's not like building a railroad where you go from one end to the other. Don't get you manjied. It's more like a collage where you find all the things you want to put in and then you arrange them in a pretty way. At least that's how I do it. It's not like it's the only way. But it's a really good way to not get stuck right at the beginning. Honestly, genuinely good advice, Sayori. I understand. Yeah, I always get so caught up on how it sounds that I forget about what's actually important. Yeah, it doesn't matter how cool it sounds if you don't have any meaning or value or input or like soul in it. Or at least that's how it should be, but that's not always how it plays out. People will listen to whatever's at this point as long as it has a good beat, and AI done come up and go took everybody down, took their jabs for being artists. People could probably remake this game for half the price, if not less, just by copying the thing and have it be a completely new game and just use AI to do it for every aspect of it and just be like, it's easy to just, it's not copy paste, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that right now. We're moving on. Monica pulls out a pen and paper and start writing on. Stop being a perfectionist. You idiot. Okay, harsh. Ha ha ha, just kidding. And Monica scribbles, you idiot. Scribbles out, you idiot, after she writes it down. No, keep it. What? Why? Are you calling me an idiot? I don't think she has the balls to do that. I think she just thinks that that's what your original thoughts were, and don't edit it as you go along. Of course not. But the point is that you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? Be as dramatic as you want. But I was just, well, yeah. Underneath the scribble, Monica rewrites, you idiot, and stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her. It's kind of funny how I wrote down what I'm mad at myself for, and then I did the exact thing anyway. Exactly. That's real emotion. This is really gonna take some getting used to. I believe in you. Believe it! Thanks. I do too. Me, I mean. But also, you, of course? Monica continues the exercise, jotting down her thoughts. So it's crazy that Sayori basically taught Monica to write poetry, which we didn't read a lot of Monica's poetry. I don't recall. Like, she was always sort of like outside the thing and there, but if I recall, like, we read everybody else's, and I don't remember. It's been a minute since I played. It's surprisingly quite a struggle to write without overthinking it. But after a while, with Sayori's guidance and encouragement, Monica's sheet of paper begins to look fairly lively, peppered with all sorts of her random thoughts. Phew. Monica looks up and down at her sheet. Gosh, I feel so tense looking at this. I hate it, but it's also kind of liberating. I can tell how hard you're trying, and it makes me happy. I think you'll be good at writing poems. Don't give me too much credit. I'd have to try really, really hard at it. But I think it's something that I'll enjoy doing with you. I'm just gonna allow you to think of these girls playing rock, paper, scissors without paper or rock. No, that's terrible. I feel bad now. But that's mostly just a joke I make because of how things play out. Monica, you're still the worst. And to quote Crash and the Boys, we hate you, we hate you, we hate you, please die. Yeah. I'll stop here, but we still have time. Let's try to work on a new flyer for the club. I won't be so picky about the language. Yay, let's do it! Monica and Sayori proceed with their work. With each passing day, the two of them become more confident in the club. Not simply from their recruitment planning, but from their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does the essence of the literature club. Finally, they begin to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find more members. Well, isn't that special? Another day passes. Was that just one day, or... As usual, Monica is the first to the clubroom. With her is a printout of the revised literature club flyer, complete with all the new ideas Monica and Sayori came up with. If only this was the flyer we gave to that one reading girl the other day. Oh, I doubt you really have to. You could just be like, literature club, and it could have been in front of her and she would have just shown up. It's so much more attractive than the old one. But the new catchphrase is featured clearly in the center of the flyer. Write the way into your heart. Surely common sense would say that one writes from the heart, not into the heart. But the message being delivered is that one can use writing to discover themselves. There you go. Hopefully Monica and Sayori had thought that it would be enough to garner some curiosity from students. Why do I feel so tense looking at this? That's your default state. Monica thinks back to the previous meeting when she performed the writing exercise. Was I always this bad expressing myself? How am I supposed to be president if I can't even demonstrate what the club is supposed to be about? The literature club is truly beginning to take form. But with that, the weight on Monica's shoulders only becomes heavier. Debate club was always about rigid structure, formulating airtight points and counterpoints and delivering them with conviction. It was about the person on the outside. That's why Monica was so good at it. It existed entirely within the realm of her comfort. It's suffocating. I need to break through this mental wall. I need to learn to express myself for real. Monica pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs her pen. She presses the tip of the pen firmly against the paper. But her hand doesn't move. Instead, a tiny blot of ink collects around the tip of her pen. If you're a writer or an artist or whatever and you use pen and you haven't had that happen to you, well, it's a thing. Monica lifts her pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her fingers across it. As she does, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monica's canvas. Ugh. Out of spite for herself, Monica presses her pen down once again, letting the ink collect. She creates a second smear on the paper. Come on, Monica. Just move your hand. Monica writes, "This is what I get for seeking perfection. A stain." Now that right there, boys and girls, is art. 2 blotches smeared, followed by surrender to failure or weakness or inadequacy or whatever. Just truth after insecurity. Monica slides the paper away from her and Puts her head down on the desk. See, that was good. That's good right there. This is good writing. This is good writing. I like it. Air conditioner seems loud today. You gonna sleepy? Is this nappy time? I'm here. Hi. Monica hears Sayori approach her desk, then stop for a second, probably reading the piece of paper. Damn it, Sayori, that's not for you. Then she sits down in the adjacent desk. Bad day? Me too. You too? The new flyer looks so good. You've been working so hard on the club, but also something else, I think. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's so hard just to be vulnerable. Sarah takes a sheet of paper from Monica's desk. She writes something down, then stares at it for a while. Can I trust you? Of course. See, this just hurts. Like, looking at it, especially after the fact, like, before the fact, it would hit different. But it hits different after the fact, because you're like, Monica, this girl was such a friend to you. You're so much more worse. You're so much more terrible because of this. Like, you bitch, I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. Like, you're terrible. Like, what has Sayori done to possibly cause you harm? And you get this godlike power, and then what do you do with it? You fucking, I guess, absolute power corrupts absolutely, but damn. You can trust me with anything. No, you cannot! Sayori gazes at Monica with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monica takes the paper from Sayori's desk and reads it. Oh, here we go. Oh, damn! Alright. That's just where we're gonna go. Sometimes I want to... Yeah. Okay. Sayori? This is really, really hard for me. Okay, so you guys are like bonding over the fact that she saw the thing. She got your folder where you were talking more darkly and your darker poetry, and she offered help, and you said that you guys made a promise, and so that's what's happening here. Her voice shakes. So if I can do it, then you can too, because you're like a million times better than me. My heart. You're making me so sad because, like, it's like maybe it almost makes me want to play the game again, even though I know it's not going to change a lot. Like, the only real difference would be, like, I think there's different paths if I choose different, like, if I didn't focus on Yuri, which I totally 100% did, and I do not regret, but I still feel like it would have turned out pretty much the same. That's completely not true. Sayori takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. That's something about me that I've never told anyone before. Even now, my head is like screaming at me to stop. Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just 'cause the promise yesterday. I want to. It just feels right. I mean, maybe it's part of the reason I came to the club in the first place. This is the literature club. I trust you more. I trust you more than I'm scared. Aw. At those words, Monica stands up. Sayori must have taken days to work up the courage for this. Were Monica's own futile but genuine efforts actually the push that Sayori needed? See, yeah, I don't like that foreshadowing. Not at all. Again, I feel like I did this out of order. Like, the game was originally created without, like, I'm playing, Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, and originally it didn't have these side things, I believe, and now they have them, and I probably should have gone through them before I got into the meat and potatoes of the game, but I was too impatient, and I was just like, just bring the other shoe down, let's just get to the pain and grit of it, and they kind of like still took a minute, and this would have taken too long, but it sort of hurts extra now, knowing. Sayori's deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioner. As she prepares herself to continue, Monica waits in gentle silence. I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. Really? Because people really should worry about you. Like, 100%. Like, you need people to worry about you. Like, the protagonist that is not featured in these things yet, my character or whatever, is... you need them to worry about you. You need help. Like, all of you. Everybody needs help. Therapy for you, therapy for you, therapy for you, therapy for everybody in this room. But we don't see much therapy coming through. Much therapy coming through. Can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? I have so much to say about that, and I'm just not gonna. It just makes me sad. Let's move on. So I never tell anybody anyone about these kinds of thoughts I have. It's so much easier to just smile and help everyone else be happy. I'm gonna have to like rewatch these videos because I had to delete them for space, so I'm gonna have to actually watch them on my channel, which is really lame. It's fake views, but because I feel like I actively blocked out a lot of this game because it was like so difficult to get through and traumatic. Like, maybe not actively blocked it out, but like was happy to not remember it. Or would play it in a state where I'd be less likely to remember it. And just sort of react and create the thing. But this is like... there's not anything really sad happening here. Without knowledge of everything else, this isn't... I mean, it is sad, but it's not like... It doesn't have that same impact unless you know. But that's terrible. That's what Monica wants to say, but she stops herself in fear of saying the wrong thing. It's just that if everyone knew about it, they wouldn't treat me the same anymore. What they basically ignore you, and you're just like the happy-go-lucky girl. Like, the girl who doesn't show up on time, sleeps in, is late, has a messy uniform, likes to bake, always thinks about snacks, somewhat manipulative. Like, they wouldn't think of you. They would think of you like, oh my god, it's that suicidal girl. Like, is that it? Is that what you're saying? Like, whenever I'm not smiling, everybody would worry about me and ask me what's wrong. It's like, maybe they need to. Maybe you don't need ideation to get a cry for help. Like, maybe just get help. Maybe just cry for help and get help. Like, I don't know if I was ready to dig up all this. I know that because it used to be like that. Sayori pauses, seeming to recall something in the past. I just want everyone to be happy. That's the most important thing to me. Okay, yeah. And letting people look inside my head doesn't bring happiness to anyone. Sayori pauses again, her solemn expression making her look almost like an entirely different person. How did you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll be one of those people too? She's like, oh no, I know you're gonna be the end of me. Like, it's fine. I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing those. But another part of me, I think, just felt it would be different this time. It will. Whenever we talk about what the club is supposed to mean, I kept feeling like it was right for me to do. Especially after you've been trying so hard to express yourself too. It just made me feel like I could say it in confidence and our friendship doesn't have to change. It's so silly. The club is just two people, but it already means this much to me. Monica feels a tightening sensation in her heart. A feeling of connection as Sayori's emotions radiate between them. Me too. I was so lost until you showed up. You're so brave, Sayori. You're so brave, strong and brave. I don't even compare. Monica steps forward. But if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy. God damn you, game. I'm actually happy that I didn't. Now, it's like I've been debating it, like, as I've been going along. I'm glad that I didn't. Glad that I didn't. Like, do the side missions first before getting into it, because that I was in a hurry to kind of get to the dark parts, because this would have just drawn it out and made it so much more painful. Like, it's just like, you already scarred me enough, game. You're lucky I'm even coming back for these. I don't know why I am. What's wrong with me? If you'd like. See, that's wholesome and sweet. Wordlessly and without a smile, Sayori rests her forehead on Monica's shoulder. Through their contact, Monica can almost feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. And in this moment, enchanted by the air of the club, Monica realizes that all of the days that have passed, this is the one where she really, really hopes that nobody new walks through the door. Enter new person. She speaks softly. You're like the sweetest girl I've ever met. You can say anything. I'll never judge you. I don't want this moment to stop. So I'm going to end here because I'm confident it's going to turn sour. And this is like really sweet. And this is like a good... I know the game's going to ruin it, man. But I can at least enjoy this moment. I can just choose because I have the power. I have the... It's my power. I have the power. So I can just be like, that's it for now. I want to enjoy this.